Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about a question I get asked a lot by parents, which is the Year 6 SATs. What are the pass marks for these papers? These are tests that take place at the end of Year 6, end of a child's primary school journey. And the children sit tests in grammar, punctuation, spelling, English reading, so that's a reading test, and they do 3 tests in maths, 1 arithmetic and 2 reasoning papers. And the answer to the question, is there a pass mark, is yes, there is a pass mark. However, every year this can change slightly depending on how difficult the paper is and how many children nationally did well or not so well on that paper. So in a moment, I'm going to share with you what the pass marks have been for the last 6 years, since 2017, right through to last year's paper, 2024. So as parents, you can get an idea of what kind of a mark your child might have to score in order to reach the expected standard by Year 6. So without further ado, let's have a look. So you can see from this table, okay, just to explain it in a little bit more detail, because there's lots of numbers here. The Key Stage 2 scores here are down the left-hand side. Now, remember with maths, I mentioned that there are 3 papers. Those 3 papers added together, if you were to get full marks on every single one, you'd get a combined score of 110. So essentially maths is out of 110. Reading, there's 1 paper which out of 50. And grammar, there's 2 papers. A spelling paper, which is out of 20. And then just a grammar paper, which is out of 50. You can find more details and walkthroughs on these papers on the channel. And you have what's called an expected grade and a greater depth mark. Expected is a child working at the expected level for Year 6. And greater depth is a child who has been levelled as working above the expected standard. So moving across then, starting with 2017, in maths the pass mark was 57, expected, and the greater depth mark was 95. It was 26 in reading and 39 for greater depth in 2017. And in grammar it was 36 expected and 56 was the greater depth score. And if you run along these years, you can see that the pass marks and the greater depth scores don't change so significantly. I think the greatest change maybe from 2017 to 2018, you can see the pass mark went up by 4 marks, which is probably the greatest jump that you'll see. So the pass mark for reading in maths in 2018 was 61, so quite high. Again, up by 2 marks in reading, and it was up by 2 in grammar, but the greater depth marks, especially in grammar, have tended to stay the same, always been around that 55, 56 mark. 2019, it dropped the expected pass mark, and in reading, it remained the same. Grammar dropped by 2 marks. 22, it remained the same in maths. It went up slightly in reading, and in grammar, about the same again, just dropped by 1. 2023, it went down by 2. Reading went down by 5, so quite significantly. I think the 2022 paper was quite an easier paper. A lot of children did well on it, which is why the pass mark was higher. And 2023 paper was notoriously a tricky paper with a significant amount of words to read. So they obviously lowered the pass mark that year. And then last year's paper, pretty average, to be honest. We had 54 for maths pass mark, so actually the lowest that it's been since 2017. Reading, it was around an average of 27, up 3 marks from last year, so it wasn't as difficult a paper as 2023. And grammar, again, grammar tends not to move so much. So when thinking about preparing your child for the SATs, obviously try not to consider how many marks they need to get in total, but it's good to have an idea, particularly if you're getting your child to practice with mock papers, or your school is doing mock papers and you want to know what scores they got. This is the kind of scores you're looking at for pass marks and for greater depth as well. So hopefully you found this bit of information useful. I know it's a question that I always get asked by parents, what the pass marks are for SATs papers. And the easy answer is around these numbers, but also this can change from year to year. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos on primary education, and I'll see you in the next one.